Hey, good evening. It's Monday night, 8 p.m., and I'm here to tell you also that this is a recording. I had a conflict tonight with our HOA meeting. I'm on the board, so I have to be there, and this was the only night we could get, but I don't want to leave you. So I want to provide you with some information on the meal planning that I promised you. And I've got some notes in my hand. I'm going to be looking back and forth. So if you've been able to see this at any time, even the recording, I would greatly appreciate your social currency. Drop me a comment below. Tell me what you're learning from this. Tell me your favorite parts. Tell me what you'd like to see differently. I'm here for you. This is a service, and it's only as good as it is for you. So let me know if there's anything that you think could be improved or that you'd like to see or anything like that, right? Social currency, we call it. I would really appreciate yours. And it also helps my ratings. It helps more people see it. So if you find this helpful and interesting, then pass it along, share it with other people. All right, let's get going here. We are talking about meal planning made simple. People, when I talk to them about what I do, I am a functional nutrition and lifestyle counselor. And people get a little nervous. It's like, oh my God, my lifestyle. Oh my God, my nutrition. What do I have to do? It's too much work. I don't want to get involved. It's not that bad, I promise. If it was, I wouldn't be able to do it. I would not be able to do it if it was hard. So, what I'm going to share with you is a 3 meal a day approach. I'm not a huge snacker. Sometimes I like snacks, and I'll talk about that a little bit. But mostly, I'm going to talk about your 3 meals a day and how you can work with that. What can you have like ready in the refrigerator? It's so easy. Most of my meals I have prepped up, not even days in advance. If I make a tuna salad, I make it for for 3 servings or for 4 servings. I'm going to get into that. If I easy breakfast ideas so that you get a good healthy breakfast, and dinner ideas to have some things that are leftover and some things that are fresh, and then how to rotate your leftovers. But if you're not a leftover person, that's cool. Then you'll see what works for you. There is never a one size fits all in anything that I do because we are each unique. We have our own individual tastes. We have our own ways of doing things, and we're going to talk about that. So one of the things that I want to start with is go organic as much as you can. We don't want all the chemicals. And what you're going to also find when you go organic, even if it's in some of the prepackaged items, like the brand of organic, canned goods that I may buy once in a while, they have less additives. So what you're going to find, at least this is what I've found, okay? I'm not making a promise, but what I found is when you go to the organic brands, then they're typically healthier anyways, so you're better off. And you don't have to do it all in one day. Just slowly go into it. I am just getting into organic butter. Yes, it's more expensive by $1 or two. I don't use butter that often, but I am making that whole switch to organic in everything that I eat because I'm concerned about what chemicals are around the animals, the cows, as then you get to the butter, right? So I'm concerned about how animals are raised and I'm getting byproducts from them. So we don't have to talk way about that. That's not my area of expertise. So I just want to share, go organic. It's typically better for you. We talked about the health of your liver was it last week? And if you go back to that lesson, then you're going to see why it's so important, why I'm so focused on, we want to go organic and get less chemicals in general in our body because it's less work for our liver to do, less chance of our liver getting overworked. So that's that part. And we're going to focus on protein, carbs, and healthy fats. Those are the 3 areas. Those are the foods. Those are your macronutrients. And I guess it was 2 weeks ago I did the liver, and last week I must have done the macros. So if you want to know more about the whole macro study, I'm really a big believer of it. It's helping me a ton. I lost another pound just by focusing on my macros, which is focusing on more protein, moderate carbs, obviously some healthy fats. They're good for your heart. They're good for your brain. Well, not going to get into all the whys today because I've done nutrition on all the whys earlier and I'll do them again. But today it's really how do you do these meals that include the most important nutrients without slaving in the kitchen? And then how I help you. So I got to get my little pitch in here now so that you don't leave me at the end because I haven't even gotten into the good stuff yet. But how I help you, if you haven't learned about me yet, I have a program called Flip the Weight Loss Switch. And I work with your subconscious. This is what helped me 11 years ago lose my last 14 pounds. And I've kept it off for 11 years, 11. The only 2 pounds I've put on consistently, and I think it's from my workouts. I'm 170% stronger. So obviously there's more muscle and that weighs more than fat. So I definitely have still some fat on my body. I'm not a crazy person, but 11 years of continuous weight loss. And it's all because when you work with the subconscious, you put yourself on autopilot and you still, want to be aware of things, but you're being told what to do from a deeper level. It's not like all thinking stuff. It's like being guided through your subconscious. Kind of like how if you're driving somewhere where you've been 100 times before or even 20, and you get caught in a thought on your way and you don't even realize it, but all of a sudden you're there. You weren't thinking about where you were going and somehow you arrived there safely. That's how the subconscious works because your activity is programmed in. And that's the unique thing outside of the nutrition, which is still extremely valuable, but to change behaviors and lose weight or maintain a good nutrition, how do you say that? Good nutritional behaviors, right? The subconscious is powerful and it makes it so much easier. So that's what I do for folks. And I have a few packages, but you can certainly reach out to me for a one-time discussion on how I can help you and what makes sense for you, the package that will be best for you. Okay, a sip of tea. I'm a huge herbal tea drinker, mostly because I like having something warm and with flavor. But let's get started with breakfast, okay? I don't know if you're a breakfast eater. I am. I wake up hungry most of the time. So what can you eat that's easy, that's extremely nutritious? Now, if you remember about 3 minutes ago, I said proteins, start there. Start thinking about what protein can I have today, right? Then go into your carbohydrates. And if you download this macros app, send me a comment when you watch this. I'll send you, make sure you have the right app. If you download this macros app, it does the work for you. It tells you what part of your, how many calories you should get from different things, and it counts your calories. All you have to do is enter stuff like a diary. But the cool thing about this is that as you enter it and learn how it affects your weight and everything, like this is how I lost that extra pound, because I just started focusing on this is how many calories that I burn a day, and here's what I'm going to eat a day. And I've made a couple of adjustments, and it's all working. And the friend who taught this to me, or at least gave me, she gave me a resource called The Shredded Chef. It's a book. I highly recommend that also. But she gave me that resource and it helped me just focus more on why, and gave me recipes to get more protein. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. I didn't mean to get way into the whole macros thing, but it is really helping me. And it just takes a lot of the thought out of it, because when you have this app, you just oh, I need to eat this much protein. Where am I going to get that from? All right. So I'm going to give you some of those ideas. Egg whites. Egg whites are incredible. So eggs are good. I actually mix 1 egg with 3 eggs worth of egg whites. So I'm eating 4 eggs at breakfast time. Can you believe that? 4 eggs. But the only reason why I do 1 yolk versus 4 oat yolks is the yolk has some healthy fat in it, which is great, but 1 yolk is enough fat for me. So, and I might even have a little avocado, another healthy fat to go. If you like avocado, slice some avocado on the side of your plate. Can you eat dairy, cheese, yogurt? I don't eat cheese and yogurt anymore. I'm not allergic to dairy, but I don't think it's as good for me. I feel like my skin looks better and my stomach feels better. I guess I was feeling bloated from dairy, so maybe I do have a reaction to it. But so I thought it was a gluten thing that I had, but it's turned out I don't have a gluten thing. I have a dairy thing. Most people have either a gluten thing, a dairy thing, or both. So if you're having any bloating issues, if you're having some skin issues or anything like that, try at a minimum 2 weeks, preferably 30 days. Get rid of dairy and gluten. It's not the rest of your life. It's 30 days. Then add 1 back in and see how that feels. And if you feel fine, then add the other back in and see how that feels. And you'll know if it's the dairy or the gluten. Okay, protein muffins. I put out a recipe the other day. Protein muffins are awesome because they have egg, they have, oh, I'm sorry, my phone's ringing. I didn't turn it off. Bear with me. Let me turn it off. Sorry about that. This is a recording and it's for you. I'm so sorry. Protein muffins, they have your protein powder. So I put a recipe out that had chocolate protein powder, but I replaced it with the vanilla powder. I like it better. And I added banana. And then I replaced walnuts for macadamia nuts, but you could do almonds, you could do anything. It's so versatile. And that particular recipe had 15 grams of protein in it. So if I have those 15 grams of protein and some eggs, even if it was only an equivalent of 3 eggs, that would be about 17. So I'd shoot for like 23 to 30 grams of protein per meal. That's my goal. Because I want to get about at least 90 to 120 grams of protein per day. It's a lot of protein. I don't always hit it. I'm lucky if I hit 60 sometimes. But that's my goal. If you eat chicken sausage, there's a good source of protein. You can have a protein shake. You can put fruit. You can put extra nuts for healthy fat and more protein. A nut butter on toast or English muffin. Shoot for the whole grains. Always shoot for your complex carbs over your simple carbs. Again, that's in another lesson, but just giving you some ideas, because in the flexible meal plans that I work with, that I prefer, now again, what's good for me might not be good for you. That's for us to discover together. But the ones that I work with, I allow myself carbs and English muffin, or I had the most wonderful unhealthy bagel yesterday. Absolutely loved it. But yogurt, keto cereal with yogurt, fruit, nuts, a nut milk. I'm not a dairy person. I never was a milk person, a whole milk person, but I will eat keto ice cream bars, and those do use dairy. So I do eat those. They don't make me feel bad, so I go for it. That's my treat almost every day. So I gave you a bunch of ideas for breakfast. Those are easy. A protein shake is easy. Keto cereal with maybe a sliced banana. I'm not opposed to fruit, but if you're going to have fruit with protein. Okay, have fruit with protein no matter when you have it. If you're having a snack, you want an apple, have apple with some nuts, have apple with some cheese, have apple with some other protein that you can have. You can look up proteins. I don't have to tell them all to you. So there are breakfast ideas. Eggs are so fast. And these muffins, I make a dozen and I put them on the counter and I grab one with my eggs, or, you could grab one with a slice of toast and nut butter. It's going to be a little heavier and maybe higher in the carb count. So you might have to watch your carb count the rest of the day if you're doing macros. Okay. Let's talk lunch. What do you know, I always ask people, especially if they want to lose weight, I say, what is one meal that, yeah, you don't really care if you have it or not, but you want to eat something? What's that one meal for you? Mine is lunchtime. Breakfast, don't mess with my breakfast. I typically would not want a protein shake for breakfast. I want food. I want to chew on food. But lunchtime for me is typically, I just want to eat fast. Unless I've had a later breakfast, then I have like this lunch dinner thing, which I had today because I have a busy night with everything. So that lunchtime, we have our protein shakes. I use nut milk with mine. If you're going to have a salad or guacamole, maybe you're going to have guacamole and chips and salsa, maybe with some cheese, maybe with a meat. So you can have that stuff. You can keep guacamole set up in the fridge, for a couple of days. You can have a salmon salad in the fridge, from the can, a tuna salad from the can, a chicken salad, maybe not from the can, but go organic. And on the fish, always go wild caught, not farm raised. Details about that later. Go wild caught, and go grass fed on your beef. But choose healthy fats, and if you do a shake, then just do the shake. Get your fats at your breakfast and your dinner. Does that make sense? You don't have to get fats at every meal. You don't even have to get protein at every meal, but unless you don't get hungry. If you get hungry, protein's the best thing to keep you from feeling hungry. So stick with the proteins. So salads that you can leave, a green salad, leave it in the fridge. You could have like turkey meat or roast beef, again, organic and, healthier of those, the tuna, the chicken salad. So there are so many ideas if you just have a salad, or you could have yogurt add some nuts, right? I'm just throwing these out there. Put questions in if I didn't address what you'd like to hear today, or if you have questions. Whoops, I went to lunch and I didn't click on lunch. Excuse me. Okay. And then let's go to dinner. Dinner. So for snacks, I can hit on snacks for a minute. I talked about having fruit with protein, cheese, nuts. So there's so many things that you can have for snacks. A yogurt. You can have some keto cereal. I always do the keto cereal because at least it's much higher in protein. Again, I'm very focused. You can have hard-boiled eggs ready to go. You can have a protein shake for a snack. Sometimes I do that with my collagen, right? Dinner time. Roasted vegetables. You can leave those in the refrigerator. You can have it for 3-4 days easily. You can have a salad. Always store your salads and foods in glass bowls, okay? I didn't say that earlier. Glass bowls. I have cut up strawberries and they've lasted for 2 weeks in a glass bowl in my refrigerator without going bad. A salad. And again, your healthy fats can be some of those healthier oils. Beef, that has fat in it, right? Fish, poultry, a vegan protein. I had a list of them when I talked about macros the other day. If you want them, again, put a note in the comments, ask for vegan proteins. I'll send that to you. For carbohydrates, brown rice, sweet potato. Costco has a whole assortment of these organic pasta. If you want to have the white stuff, go for it. And but go organic so that you don't have the chemicals that are in the stuff that's not organic. So these are some of the most important messages I wanted to share with you today. I hope that these ideas have really helped you with things that you can keep in your refrigerator, things that you can have ready to go. And, you can swap out. If you have I made a big coleslaw the other day, an Asian slaw. And then I always have like a roasted vegetable. So I can swap out a meat with this and then a starch. And then I can have another protein with one of my other vegetables, and they're made up. I don't have to make stuff every day. And I don't do it all on Sunday. I don't. I'll do like something one day of the week. And then as I'm getting low, I'll think of something else that I can stretch out. And I always make enough to stretch out. And that's what keeps it simple. And then when you're in a hurry, you have healthy food that you can pick from. I really hope this helps you. I hope I didn't talk too fast, but I'm in a little bit of a rush today. And now I've got to set this up so it'll get to you at 8 o'clock tonight. Wish me luck on that. and reach out for a complimentary conversation. People call me all the time, and some want to do business with me and some don't. They just want to hear, what do I have to say? I'm happy to help you. I am here to help you. That's what I do. I'm passionate about functional nutrition. It saves you medicines and prescriptions and unnecessary doctor's appointments. So focus on your nutrition. That's going to be your saving grace for the rest of your life. It's going to set you up for a much healthier life. And thank you so much for joining me today. I will hope to see you next week. Shoshana Rychek, functional nutrition and lifestyle counselor, here to serve. Check me out on Instagram. All my handles are at Show Rychek, SHO Rychek, RICHEK. I hope to see you there, and have a great night and a great week. Send me any questions below, anything you want me to touch on or respond to.